Shame and guilt are such corrosive emotions that just eat away at our insides. For so many years of my life, I was just haunted by shame. Anytime I was alone with my thoughts, it was just like constantly all the things that I should feel bad about. So before we start the tapping, I want to let you know something that Brené Brown, the godmother of vulnerability, talks about when it comes to shame. And she says that the difference between guilt and shame is I am a bad person, whereas guilt is I did a bad thing. So shame is when we make it really personal, when we make it all about ourselves, whereas guilt is something that we can own, take responsibility for, and then move forwards, apologize and move on. So with that in mind, I will be focusing mostly on the idea of shame in this tap. So take a big deep breath into your belly. Exhale with a sigh. If it's your first time tapping with me, we're just going to acknowledge some of the negative thoughts, and then we're going to do a lot of releasing. And I encourage you to stay with me. It can feel really intense. Things can move in your body, but stick with me. These videos are always under 15 minutes, and I promise you, no matter how intense it gets, it is worth it to get free of shame and guilt. Another deep breath. Exhaling with a sigh. And we're also going to use the EFT golden rule of being specific. So start off by saying, I feel so ashamed that, and then think of something specific. What do you feel so ashamed about? I feel so ashamed that, between the eyebrows. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to forgive myself for this. To the sides of the eyes. I think I am rotten and a bad person. Deep breath. Tapping under the eyes. And I'm choosing to love myself anyway. Tapping under the nose. Even with this voice in my head telling me that I'm getting it all wrong. Tapping under the lips. That I'm a bad person. And that I'm not worthy of love. Down to the chest, deep breath. I accept and I love myself, even with this feeling of shame. Down to the ribs. I've been so used to feeling ashamed. To the side of the body. Shame feels so familiar to me. Tapping to the wrist. It's actually kind of comfortable to feel shame because it's so familiar. Tapping to the back side of the hand. Who would I be if I didn't feel shame anymore? If I stopped beating myself up? Deep breath. I'm open to the possibility that this shame is not a part of who I truly am. That this shame is just something that I learned. That this shame is leftover energy from another time and place. And this shame is not serving me anymore. Deep breath. Top of the head. I feel so ashamed. In the eyebrows. I feel so guilty. Sides of the eyes. I feel so ashamed and guilty. Tapping under the eyes. And I'm so used to feeling this way. Tapping under the nose. And I'm open to the possibility that this shame is no longer serving me. And it's safe for me to let it go now. Deep breath. Under the lips. Even though part of me thinks I need to hold on to this shame in order to be a good person. To the chest. Part of me thinks this guilt and shame is a part of my moral compass. And I'm scared that if I drop this guilt and shame, that I'm going to become a bad person. Front of the ribs. But is that really true? So just think about that for a moment. What would happen if you were to drop this voice of shame telling you that you're a bad person? Tap into the side of the body. What if I was able to drop this shame and see with compassion and empathy a mistake that I made? Tapping to the wrist. We're just going to say that again. I wonder what would happen if I was able to drop this shame and to see and feel with love and compassion the mistake that I made and how to change it. Deep breath. Tap into the back side of the hand. It's possible for me to see my mistakes and to learn my lessons without feeling shame. We're going to say that another 20 times. It's possible for me to see my mistakes and to learn my lessons without feeling shame. Tapping up to the top of the head. It might even be easier for me to see my mistakes and to learn my lessons without this voice of shame inside. Deep breath. Between the eyebrows. I am so done feeling all of this shame to the sides of the eyes. And so I'm making a powerful choice and I'm choosing to release this shame. You are doing so well. Please stay with me. I know this can be really intense, but let's just keep going for another few minutes, okay? Tapping under the eyes. I am choosing to release this shame. Tapping under the nose. Because it's not serving me anymore. Tapping under the lips. I deserve to feel free. And I am worthy of my love and respect. Especially when I make mistakes. Tap into the chest. When I made mistakes as a kid, I needed love and support. And instead, I was shamed. I was judged. Tapping to the front of the ribs. But I am choosing to take care of myself now and to love myself, to give every single part of me the love that it has been waiting for. To the side of the body. Deep breath. Loving every single part of myself. Even the part of me that gets things wrong. To the wrist. It's okay to get things wrong sometimes. Tapping to the back side of the hand. But just because I make mistakes doesn't mean I need to drown in shame. Up to the top of the head. And so I'm releasing this feeling of shame now. Deep breath. Between the eyebrows, I am releasing this sense of shame. Sides of the eyes. I'm releasing this shame into the eyes. Loving and accepting myself. Under the nose. Taking responsibility for my mistakes. And course correcting. To the lips. Getting myself back on track. by loving myself, by being compassionate. Deep breath. Tap into the chest. I'm releasing this shame because it's not serving me anymore. Into the ribs. The shame is just leftover energy. And I'm letting it go now. Inside of the body. I love myself exactly as I am. Tap into the wrist. And I'm choosing to forgive myself for any mistake that I made. To the back side of the hand. And even if other people want me to feel guilty and ashamed, I'm not willing to give them that power over me. Deep breath. Because I know I'm a good person. And I'm choosing to love myself. And I'm releasing anyone else's power over me. Releasing their ability to make me feel guilty. And reclaiming my power. Knowing that it's my responsibility to choose how I feel. Top of the head. And I love and have compassion for myself. Deep breath. Between the eyebrows. I love and accept myself. Sides of the eyes. We're almost done. Every single part of me is worthy of love. Tapping under the eyes. Even the parts of me I've been trying to hide. Under the nose. The parts of me I've been trying to hide are especially worthy of my love. And I'm giving these parts of me love now. So just stop tapping for a moment, and I'd just like you to imagine sending waves of love through your whole body to every single part of you, parts of you that have made mistakes, parts of you that are feeling shame or guilt. Beautiful. Thank you so much for tapping with me. Please leave me a message in the comments letting me know how you're doing, even if it's just a little thank you or a couple of emojis. I love seeing these messages from you all. And if there's something that you want to request a tap on, often these taps that I'm creating are actually from people that have left me messages or clients that I'm working for, with, that are asking for specific topics. So leave me a little message saying that what you would like a tap on. And check out other videos. I've got over 80 videos now here on YouTube, little free EFT sessions. And I also have an online course where you can learn to use EFT tapping by yourself like a pro. And it's like $125, no, $125, about $150 US, super cheap to learn how to use this technique I share from my 12 years of EFT tapping experience, so you can learn how to love yourself on the inside and become your own best cheerleader. Phenomenal tool. I don't even know how I would survive in this life without having EFT. And there's also an hour-and-a-half long manifestation workshop that you can get your hands on for about $15. And I also take people on deeply transformative journeys. That is a lot more of an investment because we're working one-on-one for at least a month intensive, but we'll go back into your childhood, dive deep into your subconscious mind and clear out those blocks so you can actually live the life that you dreamed of. I now live in Bali. I am together with my soulmate. I do work which is fully aligned with my soul purpose, and every day is just a pleasure. And of course there's like stuff that I still have to navigate. There's still things that I have to upgrade and get different ways that I get to up level because we don't want life to be boring, right? But I can promise you, working with me one-on-one, it's like a whole game changer. Like, you will get to the next level in your life. So if you're interested in any of that, all the information is in the description below. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you for tapping with me, and know that every single part of you is worthy of love.